Welcome to another GC Performance style video. This is the BMC Teammachine SLR 01. This is the 2026 model. It's a dark blue and you can kind of see the carbon weave through this frame. I think it looks super sick. Look at that. Oh yeah. It's got these big graphics which are slightly controversial. Some people love them, some people hate them. I like them. One of the details that I first picked up on when I was looking at this bike was how this logo is actually ribbed for your pleasure. So that's really nice. That's probably aero, right? It's actually lightweight. So when I was talking with the team at BMC, they were talking about how all of these bikes, they focused on cutting weight, and that came down also to the paint job. So this dark blue paint that kind of like sparkles in the light, I don't know if the camera's picking it up. Again, you can see the carbon fiber through it, and then these graphics are just super lightweight, minimal graphics. I think it looks pretty dope. Here, I'll get a wide shot for you. That's pretty sick. Now I partnered with SRAM, and they set me up with a Force group set, some Zip 353 NSW wheels, some Goodyear Vector tires, and also the Hammerhead Karoo. And I've been trying out that full package, which has been pretty good. We'll go through all those in detail in just a second. And then continuing with the lightweight theme, I've got this little computer mount from Carbon Works. I went down here because I thought the logo was right there, but I guess it's on. So of course, as I tried to pull the camera over here, I hit the record button, turning off the recording. We're back on, we're good now. Okay, so let's walk through the bike, shall we? As I mentioned, SRAM sent me up with a group set. It's got the SRAM Force group set. We got 170 mil cranks on here. We have the integrated power meter, which gives dual-sided power. This integrates with the chain ring. We got a 4835 tooth chain ring up front, if it'll focus. There we go. Force derailleur. On the cranks, we got these Time X Pro number 12 Thai carbon ceramic pedals. Oof. Time Pedals is now owned by SRAM. Time Bikes is still their own independent thing. I was using the Favero Asioma pedals before, but since there's an integrated power meter, I thought I'd give these a try. They are super lightweight, super easy to click into and out of. For some reason on this bike, I get more questions about these pedals than anything else on the bike. So here's my review after riding them for a couple hundred miles. They're pretty dope. They are so easy to clip into, much easier than the Look system or the Shimano Road system. Not quite as easy as the mountain bike system, the Shimano SPD mountain bike, but there's nothing really that's as easy to clip in as that. These are pretty close. They have a leaf spring here, so what that means is they're actually more like a ski binding. So as you clip in, basically if you push down this little piece of metal here, this will immediately clip on. If you push on this with your finger, it will hurt. I may or may not have learned that through experience. But clipping in and out, super good, super easy. It's got some like adjustability here for, how locked in you want to be. The float is kind of ridiculous. That is the distance you can kind of twist your foot left and right when you're clipped in. It took me a little while to get used to it, and now that I'm used to it, I actually prefer it. Feels great. On the back here, we have a Force rear derailleur and a red cassette. I had this red cassette, so I wanted to put it on, save a little bit of weight. So everything else is Force. The cassette is red, and the weight, for anybody that's interested, this is the weight with pedals, cages, computer, and computer mount. It's 6.9 kilos. That's just over 15 pounds. I think that's pretty light for a second tier group set minus, the cassette, which is a top tier component. Everything else second tier. These wheels, I guess these wheels are top tier. The Zip 353 NSW wheels, they have a tire pressure sensor here. That's what this is. So as I'm rolling along, I can see the live pressure in my tires, just like you can in a car. You cannot pump up the tires. That would be really awesome, but you can monitor them. It's nice if you have a flat or a puncture, because you can see right away when I was in Barcelona last week, I got a sidewall puncture. So it was like on the side here. Those are never going to seal up just because the sealant doesn't go over there. I had a plug in it, but it was a slow leak. And because I had this tire pressure sensor, I was able to continuously monitor the slow leak and make sure that the pressure didn't drop too low, which was nice because I was in another country going down a descent I wasn't familiar with. And that gave me a little bit of peace of mind. And I knew, once I got down to like 20 PSI, it was time to pull over, pump up again, and then continue. And I made it back to the hotel, safe and sound. The tires on here are the Goodyear Vector RZ30 NSW tires. Let me get those in focus for you. So these are the tires that are specifically designed for these wheels. We'll go to the front wheel here, and you can kind of see aerodynamically they're supposed to be just perfect. It's a flush system going down, so you don't get kind of that light bulb effect. I'm not sure if it quite hits the rule of 105, but they are designed for each other, so I assume, the aerodynamicists at Zip and Goodyear worked together to make sure that this was the optimal setup. So it's the full package. We got the SRAM Force levers. I have scraped these bad boys up because I had a crash a couple weeks ago, but they're holding on. They're still in like pretty decent shape. Just a few little scratches up here, so kind of surprised at how robust they are. I really thought I had messed them up completely. Just a couple scratches. I did lose the little rubber grommet on this one over here. Depending on how vain I'm feeling, I may try to get that little rubber grommet replaced, but the brakes still work really great. If you haven't tried this latest generation of SRAM braking, let me tell you, it's pretty awesome. I've ridden the Force E1, I've ridden the Red E1, I've ridden the previous generation of Red, and before that I had Shimano Ultegra 12-speed Di2. The braking on here is light years better than the previous generation of SRAM brakes, and my opinion is it is also better than the braking on the current generation of Shimano brakes. Like, it is solid. Usually when I'm riding, I'll have my hand up here. We're going with the opposite hand just because of how I'm holding the camera. But let's say I'm holding, I can literally like brake with my pinky. It's kind of ridiculous. That's how easy it is to brake. I'm not even joking. I really do that sometimes. Over on the back, we got the Cell Italia Boost saddle with this big old cutout. Everybody loves a big cutout. This is my favorite saddle. Fits my butt better than all the other saddles. It's the previous saddle design. I haven't tried the new one, but honestly I don't have a reason to because I like this one. Over here we've got the aero cockpit. This is 36 in the tops from here to here, and then 42 in the drops from, is it gonna focus? I'm using the Blackmagic app on my iPhone and the focus is kind of struggling, to be honest. But there we go, 42 at the bars. And I think it looks super sick in profile. Look at that, nice. Hammerhead Karoo, new version. I'm liking this. I have tried Wahoo, Garmin, Coros, Hammerhead. I like Wahoo and Hammerhead. I worked as a product designer before I did any of this stuff, and the user experience is super important to me, and I think Wahoo probably top tier for UI simplicity, and then I put Hammerhead at number 2. It's super customizable, way more customizable than Wahoo. So if that's what you're looking for, I think that's the advantage here. And the maps are great. Customization super great. I like it so far. It's early days for me, so I'm jury's still out, but so far super positive. As for the whole setup, my favorite things about this bike, I love how punchy it is. Even though it's super lightweight, it is very, very stiff. So when I'm punching it up a super steep hill, I've got no excuses other than my own legs, because it does really just like take off and go. I love the look. I love seeing the carbon fiber through it. These wheels fill super fast. I got to put them on my still bike so I can kind of test the two, or put my my other wheels on here, and then I can kind of do a back-to-back test and see how the wheels fill. But yeah, dude, this is a super light, super fast package. It's my favorite package so far. All right, that's the end.